And indeed, we are your election headquarters. Thanks for staying with us. We'll get updates on Asim North shortly. But while that race is heating up, the former General Secretary of the governing New Patriotic Party, Kwabena Agyapong, says that the New Patriotic Party cannot continue to mislead itself with excitable slogans that will lead the party to nowhere. According to him, Ghana is really at crossroads, and what the country needs urgently now is a new dawn of astute political leadership with a vision that inspires hope in the youth and rekindles the fate of Ghanaians in our constitutional democracy. He's therefore urging delegates of the party to be circumspect in their choice of leadership because the future lies in their hands. Kwabena Agyapong made this pronouncement after filing his nominations to contest the Flagbearership race of the NPP earlier today.
Today I filed my nomination forms, which is a significant milestone on an inspired journey to lead our great party, the NPP, towards victory in 2024 elections. Mine is simply a humble redemption mission to create a critical mass of public-spirited Ghanaians, which is needed to generate the momentum required to cause a seismic shift in the thinking and orientation of what party politics and public service should mean to all us politicians, political appointees, civil servants, and indeed all Ghanaians. When I started on this journey, many people who heard my message of a new dawn very quickly came to wholly appreciate what is dear to my heart and came to understand why my vision and aspirations for the transformation of our dear country, Ghana. In all humility, I am equipped to provide that sort of leadership that will restore the party as a genuinely united force that will make it possible for us to win the elusive third consecutive victory in 2024. I urge all party delegates to consider this. The future of our party and our country rests in your hands. In fact, it is in your bosom. They have a responsibility to choose the next leader of our party with wisdom and forethought. I want to paraphrase the great writer Octavia Butler. Quote, if you elect a poodle, you should be prepared to be led by unseen opportunists lurking in the shadows who control the poodle. If you elect an acquisitive person, then be prepared to have our precious resources plundered. On my part, I seek to restore our cherished values of service, sacrifice, and selflessness back into our body politic. It is these principles that have ensured the sustainability of this political tradition in the 63 years of political vagaries in this country. We need to instill authenticity, integrity, and substance back onto our political landscape. Leadership is about tackling difficult situations and providing solutions. We need to change our fortunes as a country, and I am confident that my strong will propel me to win this battle with all my heart and all my soul. And with your help, delegates, I have no doubt that we will win. Let's make Ghana a land of opportunity for all. Trust me, this is just the beginning of many great things to come. Long live the NPP. God bless our homeland, Ghana.
And we need to point out that the decision of Kwabena Agyapong to join the race now pushes the NPP's presidential primaries into a twofold elections. First, starting with a super delegates conference, which is expected to take place to sieve the number down to 5. Let's get more from Samuel Mbura, my colleague who's been monitoring activities at the headquarters of the party. Quite a rainy day, yet supporters of these individuals filing their nominations still have come out to support them. So what's happening on the new day, as we were pointing to, learning of some new names joining the NPP race?
Blessed, I must say it has been a very, very hectic day at the NPP headquarters. You know, it has been raining heavily here, but the supporters still throng to the party headquarters here to support their aspirants and a mammoth crowd, of course. But at the moment, all the processes have ended for the day. We had 3 aspirants coming to file the nominations. They did it successfully. The first person was Kwabena Agyapong, whom you just played his tape, followed by Kennedy Agyapong, who is our Central MP, now aspiring to be the flag bearer of the NPP. And the third person is Kojo Poku. So, as you indicated earlier, the seal has been broken. What it means is that the NPP would have to go for, supranational delegates conference to elect 5 to now go into the main elections, and then they will now elect their flagbearer ahead of the NPP, the main elections in 2024. So in all, we have 8 aspirants successfully filing nomination. The outstanding, I'll just run you through those who have successfully filed their nomination in the order in which they filed. We had the first person, the former Trade and Industry Minister, Alan Kojo Chamantin, coming to file the nomination, followed by the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. We had Dr. Fria Koto, who is a former Minister for Food and Agriculture. Boache Jako, the former Energy Minister, also followed suit. We had we know he's a prominent figure in the NPP. He is going for his 3rd time. I'm talking about Professor Kofi Konadu-Apreko. Initially his forms had some challenges, but they were actually rectified, and he has successfully filed the nomination. And today we had Kobneje Japan come in, Kennedy Japan, and then the last person for the day, Kojo Poku, an energy consultant. So in all, 8 have filed successfully. The 3 outstanding, we know there are 11 aspirants that actually picked the forms. The outstanding 3 are Mr. Eric Nketia, he's a lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba. We have Adainimo, MP, or the former MP for Mampong. The 3rd person is the Member of Parliament for Escado constituency in the Western region, and then the former Minister for Railway Development. They are the 3 outstanding. So they have from today to the end of the week, because nominations or the filing of nominations will close at or on the 24th of this month. So that is the update I can give you here, Blessed. But I'm fortunate to be joined by the Director of Finance and Administration at the NPP headquarters here, Mr. Yamwa William, to get more details as to what is now next for the party. Thank you very much for joining us on Joy News The Pulse. We are grateful for your time.
You're very welcome.
Well, we know it has been a very hectic day. Did the party really expect the process to be somehow cumbersome? I'm talking about how people have thronged the premises and to support their aspirants.
No, it's expected. This is a NPP, and then for NPP, you should expect that party grassroots have love for the party. So anytime there's an activity ongoing, you should expect that people will come in their numbers to support their preferred candidates. So
can you confirm to us, how many do you have on record successfully filing their nomination?
As of now, 8 members or aspirants have duly filed their nominations.
Are you expecting the remaining 3 to come and file their nominations?
Yes, of course. Once they picked, I expect that they will bring it back. So we are looking forward to receiving their nomination forms as well.
We have just barely 4 days to close the nominations. Is there any anticipation that you may be extending the closing date for the nomination?
No, not at all. We are not doing that. Yeah, we will stick to the time.
What do you make of how do you assess the aspirants who have come to file so far? Is it a case that they've met all the requirements, a reason you have made them to go through, or you have reserved some for the main vetting process?
No, everybody has submitted the requested or the required documentation, so we have everything on file. Yes.
So we have 3 remaining.
Yes, we have 3 remaining.
That's Mr. Dainimo, Mr. Joe Gatti, and Mr. Eric Nketia. Can you confirm that for me?
Eric Nketia.
That's the. I understand he's a lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba. Is he the 3rd candidate?
No, Mr. Odeneho Opon.
Odeneho Opon. Who is he?
He used to work at the Jubilee House as the Director for Transport.
All right. So that means that the seal has been broken. You have to go for the Super Delegates Conference. Is that what it means?
Yes, we shall go for it.
What does that mean? Can you explain for us?
Okay, so by the Constitution, if the number exceeds 5, then there should be the need for Special Delegate Congress, which we have slated August 26th for that.
Are there talks, backdoor talks, perhaps?
That is not my call. That's not my call.
Because the party would need to organize in a quicker manner, because you want to maintain or break the age, so you have to start the reorganization process far.
Leadership anticipated all that, and that was why we came out with the timelines. So it is not my call, neither any other person, to talk or engage any individuals to step down for another. That's not my call, and that is not the leadership calls as well.
All right. So what message do you have for party members, the aspirants who have just gone through? Are there guidelines you are giving them so far as campaigns are concerned?
Yes, we do have rules and regulations, and then the General Secretary has said it time and again that he will ensure a free, fair, peaceful, transparent process, and he means it. So that is what we are looking forward to, and at the end of the process, everybody will indeed appreciate the outcome of it. At the end, the delegates are going to choose or select, and then the leadership will only supervise it. And at the end of the process, we hand everything over to the Electoral Commission to referee it. So it is not in our hands. And once the General Secretary and the leadership have come out clearly and reiterated time and again that the process is going to be smooth, free, peaceful, and transparent, we look forward to that. Thank you very much.
So, Blessed, that's the Director of Finance and Administration here at the NPP headquarters, Mr. Yamwa William, telling us the processes. So, it's obvious, the next 2 months we should be having the Super Delegates Conference coming up. So, for now, this is what I can report from the headquarters of the NPP. You can take it over from me in the studio.
Grateful. That's my colleague Samuel Mbura joining us with the latest from the headquarters of the New Patriotic Party. Quite a lot on the table for the governing party. Fortunate to have Richard Akyangba, who's the communications director for the party, join us for a conversation on all of these matters happening. Whilst the party is focused on internal reorganization, you're equally dealing with the matters relating to the Asin North constituency. I'd like to start off from the confirmation we're getting now that indeed you will have that scenario of a twofold elections in selecting your next presidential candidate. The number now moving to 8. We're expecting 3 more. It's going to be a tough road for your political party in finding the next leader, you agree? 8 persons so far.
Yes, certainly. Thank you very much, and good afternoon to you and your viewers. Well, it's a process we are committed to going through. So I wouldn't say difficult, but it's going to be a long process. We know that it would help us culminate in the right candidate for our party. And so we are committed to going through the processes. That is the constitution we have enacted for ourselves, and we're willing to adhere to its dictates. So I think that is good for us, and it's good for democracy in our party. So I will go through it, and then I think that it will make our party stronger, and I will get the right candidate to represent us in the process.
My colleague Samuel Mbura raising a conversation that, of course, your Director of Finance may not have wanted to go into, but it's quite crucial. Backroom negotiations and trying as much as possible to simplify the process. Is the party considering talking to some of the candidates, at least to back down, so you can have a simple 5-way individuals contesting, and then you have a one-time selection process?
No,
Hello, Richard.
Special electoral college election is process. Yeah, can you hear me?
Act loud and clear.
I'm saying that thank you much. So I'm saying that the special electoral college election is actually part of the simplification of the process. So there isn't, or there shouldn't be any need to want to cajole people into withdrawing or anything of the sort. The process is not burdensome. It is not a nuisance. It's a necessary democratic step that we want to take. And so there isn't any problem at all with that process. It's just a question of having a layer before we get to the Congress itself to elect the inevitable candidate. We're just going through a process to screen it.
Richard, it appears we're losing you intermittently. But if you can hear me, I would want us to touch on the Asin North by-election because that's what's on the front burner now. Because as a political party, your party is, of course, in the race as well. We heard from the traditional rulers today indicating that they would want this process to be peaceful, no bloodshed, no form of confrontation within the community. And the chiefs believe that if anything as such will happen, then it will be between the two main political parties, the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party. Richard, I hope you're with me. If you can hear me, this demand, this appeal for peace, is this a call you yield to as political parties, knowing the history of violence associated with by-elections in this country?
Well, thank you very much. I think that at the New Patriotic Party, we are committed to peace. You just had us organize a peaceful by-election in Kumau, and coming into our North, we made a similar commitment that we're coming in and we're working hard. I have been here going on past three weeks now. Just yesterday with a team, we have multiple teams that are canvassing across the constituency. We left 8 o'clock in the morning. We returned home yesterday around 11, well past 11 p.m. We're working. And that is evidence that we want peace. That's evidence that we want to win the election fair and square. So there's no need for violence. But what I said the last time, and I think I want to repeat the same thing, is that it takes two to tango. And whilst we are engaged in trying to canvass for votes, others must do the same. And the idea is for us that if they are peaceful, then everything turns out to be peaceful. If we are peaceful, they are peaceful, we have a peaceful election. On our part, we are earning the votes, and we who are working for votes will not create any mayhem to take away that vote from us. And so all I guess we can say is that the two political parties must commit themselves honestly to peace. And on our part, I can confirm to you without any sort of doubt that we are committed to ensuring that this election is peaceful. This election is the voice of the people, and that's what we are seeking to do. And we hope that the others will do the same.
Well, it's been a busy day for the NDC's candidate, James Jachikwesin, who's embattled now. He's facing prosecution. And, of course, after today, he has a relief of at least 24 hours to head back to the constituency. He says he's coming for the seat. And there's also the question as to winning fair and square. Don't you feel that this whole case, if indeed, and I'm not saying that the NPP's candidates will win for sure, but if he does win, the issue about winning fair and square, does it not bother you as a political party?
I'm not sure why I don't get your point. There isn't anything to worry about there. You remember Adamu Sakande, right? When he was imprisoned, when he had his own case, there was a by-election, wasn't it? And somebody won it. Is there any concern there to say that somebody didn't win it fair and square? I think that we worry sometimes more about the peripheral issue. The substance of it is that we must have a democratic election, which is between the political parties putting up their candidates and the people deciding. That process is ongoing. Now, whatever challenge he faces, that is a problem he has created. That's a situation that he's brought about, not us. So he needs to worry about that. But what we are worried about is the democratic process that must be peaceful, that allows all of us to come here and canvass. And we're canvassing for our candidate because we believe that our candidate represents a better choice for the good people of our city.
Yeah, but the likelihood, I mean, you agree, the likelihood of going to jail has dominated the political rhetoric. We heard from the likes of the former president, John Mahama, who's, of course, coming at you as a political party, the NPP, for using that as part of your campaign strategy and insisting that James Jachikwesin will not go to jail. You've seen that.
Well, it's the former president who said that he will not go to jail. He said that. So I'm not sure why he's accusing anybody. The former president was here in Asinov, and he's saying that the Jachikwesin will not go to jail today, he will not go to jail tomorrow. Where he get that from, I don't know. So if he is saying that, you should ask him why he's saying that. But in a position where somebody is anticipating or has a fair view of saying that, well, he's likely to go to jail, is based on fact. There is evidence of people perjuring themselves and then ending up going to jail. Is that not a natural thing or something that has happened before? There are precedents for that. If you commit a crime or there is an allegation that you have committed a crime and you go to court, probabilities are that you'll be acquitted or you'll be jailed. So if people choose to say that possibly, looking at the probability he will go to jail, and you look at our history, there's a precedent for that crime that is alleged that he is committed, then you can say there's a good probability that he'll go to jail. But we are not a judge. I am probably not a judge. You are not a judge. But the case will be determined in court. But if you are looking at precedents, things that have happened before, you're looking at history, you are not wrong if you suggest that he's likely to go to jail, because the law that is being accused of being in breach of, that law, somebody else breached that law and ended up in jail. So if you say that, I don't think that you are coming from a wrong place. It's just a probability that we are making. Now, the former president was categorical in saying that he will not go to jail. How about that? What is his assurance? And there have been a lot of dust that the NDC is trying to, throw up in the air to create the appearance of somebody doing something untoward. Look, blessed, it is he who commits the crime, or it is he who is alleged to have committed a crime. He needs to explain. We don't have anything to explain. If he had not created this situation, there will be no need to be talking about court case. In fact, there will be no need to be in Asin North right now, as you and I speak, to be conducting any by-election. And I have a firm belief, having heard things that I've heard here on the ground, that the NDC candidate intended to have his citizenship and assure himself that he will be in parliament before he renounced it. He did that in 2012. He came here and didn't renounce his citizenship. He wanted to contest. They disqualified him. Why since 2012? Why haven't he renounced his citizenship? If you knew that that was a standard he must meet in order to be able to become a parliamentarian. 2016, he came again. After he tried in 2012, came back with a Canadian citizenship, tried to go to parliament. So there's a premeditated agenda by him by some divine...
That's your claim.
No, I'm just saying, these are on record. Blessed, you see, sometimes let's not run away from the conversation. These are factual occurrences on record that he attempted to contest. The NDC people disqualified him in 2012. In 2016, he attempted. 2020, he came. All he wanted was to actually assure himself. He wants to be in parliament before he renounces it. And our law does not allow for that. So he is in breach, clearly. And in fact, if you are just even looking at motive, right? If you are just examining his motive from 2012, unless Mr. Jechikwese wants to tell us that he doesn't know about Article 94(2)A in our Constitution. That is how come he came in 2012 when he knew that there was that law, and then he came with a Canadian citizenship wanting to contest. You understand what I'm saying? If he says that he doesn't know about 94(2)A, then we'll probably pardon him. But even at that point, what business does he have to go to Parliament if he doesn't know that law is in the book?
in all of this, is it worthwhile having the Attorney General pursue this case? There's the issue about the political will, when, of course, in Parliament, this is the same Minister of Justice who's seeking to push a bill that will reform our laws and allow dual citizens to hold parliamentary positions. So it's as though you're shooting yourselves in the foot as a government, communicating what your posture is on dual nationality.
Blessed, as we speak, what is the law?
Oh, that's what the law says, that it's not allowed.
Yeah, so the law must be enforced. There is no guarantee that whatever bill is being pushed in Parliament will carry, right? If the bill doesn't carry, then what happens? In any case, are we assuming that, okay, because we are passing a bill, then, we prospectively begin to excuse people from its breach, right? We can't have a conversation like that. So what the state of the law is must be enforced. If tomorrow the law changes, then we adhere to that standard. Otherwise, we are not going to have a constitution that is worth its while. So we are interested in ensuring, of course, that's what Jechikwese the last time when he was in Parliament on the 7th of 2021, January, when he was sworn in, he swore, right, to that constitution. So all the provisions of that constitution must be adhered to the letter. Now, somebody may be breaching the constitution. If it's not found out, that is one thing. But when you are found out to have been in breach of the law, then the law must deal with you. Otherwise, you create a moral hazard situation where people will turn around and break the law and want to be pardoned because there is a bill in Parliament that possibly will overturn the kind of law they have breached. We are saying that let the law be applied to its fullest.
Okay.
And I think that Yeshikwesin got himself in this situation. He had ample time in his lifetime to renounce that citizenship of Canada. He failed to do it in 2012, 2016, he failed to do it. And he showed up again with the same tactics, okay, wanting to get past, slide through. And now, unfortunately for him, the Lord is caught up with him. And I think that it is not anybody's fault that is in this situation.
Oh, okay.
In fact, blessed, he is not. Jesse Kwesen is not the victim. The good people of Asinov are the victim of Jesse Kwesen's conduct.
Finally, the accusation has come up. You've, of course, swept that away as a political party, and yet it keeps coming up. And this time around, with some videos making rounds on social media, pointing to the fact that, not the fact, but the allegations that the New Patriotic Party is bribing or buying votes within the Asin North area. The latest footage depicting some individuals who look like constituents lining up or filing up for receiving some of the goodies that are being offloaded from a pickup. Why does this keep coming up about the New Patriotic Party, if indeed it's not true? Because this time around, we've seen videos also going around suggesting same.
Blessed, I see the video that you have sent me, obviously for me to look at. Is that a video you're talking about?
Precisely, yes.
Well, that video, do you know the location of that video, where that video was taken?
Well, that's why I'm putting that to you as a political party, because...
Okay. But then your description of that video is not accurate. It's not a video of people lined up to receive anything. That video you saw is at our campaign headquarters here in Asindor.
Okay, so you agree that these are your people?
I'm saying that, well, I'm telling you, so we have that video taken in a center where we have our campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I think in that video you sent me, you saw individuals in there that are possibly our people. But what your description is what I don't agree with, to say that people lining up to receive something. Now, I don't know anywhere, any rule that says that we cannot have properties in our campaign headquarters. Okay, so I think that you just need to get a context right. Those are things that are...
So what was happening then? What was happening then from the position of the political party?
What did you see from the video? I have not seen the video yet, but I've heard conversations about it. You sent it to me. But I'm just saying to you that... No, I want to hear your rendition because... Hold on. I want to hear your rendition because what it is that is a video that has no beginning and it's just in the middle and doesn't have any narrative to it. And people are putting narrative to it that is unfortunate, right? So what you saw is not a video of distributing anything to anybody, right? It's a video of a vehicle in our campaign center, parking stuff in it. And the narrative you said, that's the reason I wanted to hear what you think about it. But it's just in our property, things that we need to use that are there. But it's not anything that you said to be that people are lining up to be given or to receive things. That's not...
I honestly don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion on the video. I don't have an opinion. I was just describing some of the elements we saw in that video, and I'm putting that to you as a political party.
Okay. So yeah, fine. The things in there, they are one thing, but the point I wanted to correct in your description is that there's evidence of things that people are getting ready to receive. No, this is in our property, and the things in our property, I don't think there is any law against anything being in our property, and there is no evidence in that people are receiving anything. And so what you saw is our property, and it is in our premises. It's not given to anybody. But by the way, blessed, there have been videos out there with the NDC sharing, actually visibly sharing. I haven't seen you guys talk about that one. And you're now so busy talking about what is in our premises, not in anybody's house, but in our premises. I don't know any law that bars us from having stuff in our campaign headquarters.
Okay.
You understand? So
all right.
What do you see in that video is not items that are being shared to people, and those people are our campaign workers. They are not people who are in communities to be given anything. So please, let's get a context.
I get that. You want us to equalize? Send over the videos. I'll send it to Sami James, your good friend, and we'll see what the response will be.
Well, I can send it to you right now. But
yes, indeed. I'll be happy to receive that.
I'll send it to you right now, and I'll be interested in seeing
what the response will be. Indeed,
and what the explanation would be. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us, Richard Ahyangba, Communications Director for the New Patriotic Party.